IT Expo, Los Angeles, California, 2008.
We're here at the Los Angeles Convention Center, nearing the end of day one at IT Expo West. I'm Eric Lanask. I'm joined now by Voxeo's CTO, RJ Auburn, and Dan York, Voxeo's Director of Emerging Communication Technology. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Welcome.
Let's get right into it. Tell me a little bit about what Voxeo does.
So Voxeo started out, we started in 1999 with sort of designing the, mission was how to make applications for the phone easy to develop and deploy. We had all started out a long time ago deploying apps on sort of traditional telephony environments and had gone through the headaches of deploying applications to the proprietary systems and, came out of that at the last startups and said, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a simpler way to create this. So we went out and basically said, what if we start a company that's solely focused on making it easier to develop and deploy applications for the telephone? So that's really where we came out of and what we've focused on since the beginning.
Excellent. Now, one of the things that Voxeo talks a lot about are open standards. I've noticed it a lot on the website, that kind of thing. Tell us about what you mean by open standards and why you think they're important.
Sure. So, the major reason that we promote open standards is because it avoids vendor lock-in. That's a critical thing. So many of the traditional voice application platforms and servers require you to learn some proprietary flavor of XML or some proprietary programming language, which may make it quick sometimes to develop the app, but at the end of the day, you're locked into that vendor's platform. You don't have any choice around that.
It's the same challenge that, take a look at the way telephony traditionally was, where everything was locked in silos, where once you developed on that, there was no way to move that application from one environment to the other.
Right, so now we support voice XML, we support call control XML or CCXML, and we support SIP and SIP servlets and a number of other ways. So, people can develop their applications on our platforms. They can, if they can move them from others' platforms to ours. They can move them from our hosted environment to our premise environment if they want. It's all based on open standards, all very flexible, very capable to use, and there's no lock-in. Now we're very comfortable with the fact that our customers, will be satisfied enough with our platform that they'll stay with us.
I think the key item is, we really want customers to be on Voxeo because they like the customer service, they like the experience of working with the company, not because they can't change the technology.
Right, and we want to give them that control over their application. So it's all, it's something they can develop, they can work, they can own. It's not something that they're locked into always having to work with us.
You mentioned hosted and premises-based solutions. Now, you offer both. Why do you offer both, and what are the differences between the two?
Sure. When the company started out, it developed, the first product was our hosted environment, which we call our Evolution hosted environment. And people can run voice applications on our cloud. So it's a geographically distributed, massively scalable computing cloud, voice application cloud, where people can go and run their apps. And the beautiful thing is you can just run those apps. You have no idea necessarily where they're running. It all works beautifully there. Full interconnection to the PSTN, everything else. But we also discovered along the way that some customers wanted a premise application. Some of them needed it to be behind their firewall. They had other various different integration requirements that needed a premise solution. So in 2006, we launched our Prophecy application, which is a premise-based solution. And so now we can have customers who want the massively scalable environment with service level agreements and everything else, and they can use our hosted solution. And they also can use our premise. We also have the capability to do hybrid. So you could have a premise-based solution, which then has overflow failover into the cloud. So you've got a lot of flexibility in there, and the apps you develop for one can work on the other. So again, it's all very flexible.
Part of the item is because it's the same platform and technology in both places. One of the interesting things, like I said, security is an interesting one. We are in our hosted environment PCI compliant. We've gone through a lot of that, but we do have customers. We have one of the various government agency applications that they wanted to take a box, and those guys were not going to run in a hosted service one way or the other. Those guys want to pretty much lock the box in a vault, those types of applications. So it's a nice way to go either way, depending on what makes sense.
Now, you've actually just recently released a new version of Prophecy. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Tell me what's new in version 9.
Sure. We just released Prophecy 9. It's an early access release right now that people can be able to go and download. It offers a couple major things. First of all, it's across Windows, Mac, and Linux. So it works on whatever platform and fully, it goes across all. So the nice thing with that is we've noticed that an increasing number of developers, including our shop, use Mac laptops. So developers can now take that, download it, develop their applications on a native Mac application platform. And as far as we know, we're the first commercially available telephony platform for Mac OS X. And then they can deploy it on Mac OS X if they want, but they can also take those apps and deploy it on a Windows environment or on a Linux environment or whatever it is. They've got that flexibility. We also have a management console that's really, I think, unbelievable. If you go to our blogs website, blogs.voxeo.com, you'll see we'll have a demo up there showing this kind of three-dimensional wall that lets you see all of your servers arrayed in a really great environment to go and look at it. And we've also got some other some new technology, something called SIP method that we're integrating in as well to give people another way to program and develop applications using Java SIP servlets.
The big area around that management console, one of the things that we were able to do is we leveraged our experience that we had done managing 4 different data centers across the world and wanted to take the software and the approaches to designing a system that we use in our hosted network and apply it to our premise software. So customers that deploy with multiple sites, multiple locations, could take that in-house and manage it really easily from a centralized view and management system. So that was a big goal and focus on that.
And really quickly, can you tell me what does your recent acquisition of Micromethod Technologies bring to the table for you?
So the Micromethods guys had a great product, SIP application server called SIP Method. They also have a presence engine called SIP Point and a set of SBC technologies called Horizon. Big area what we wanted to bring into the platform was a solution to sort of the API-based telephony. Their products are all based on the SIP's servlet spec, JSR 289, JSR 116. And what that allows us to do is sort of address a different market of developers that have not traditionally been on the XML but are more on the API telephony environment and can start using that to develop their applications.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. We've been chatting with Voxeo's Dan York and RJ Auburn. We're here live at IT Expo in Los Angeles, California. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.